America has black fatigue. 16 politicians suspiciously died of natural causes before local elections. No one is above the people in Nepal, where they tried to censor the internet. People protested, and the military fired live rounds into the people, and the entire government collapsed. And in France, the entire government officially collapsed. The prime minister was forced to step down because they lost a vote of no confidence, and the entire government collapsed. But out of all the things going on in the world, nothing is funnier than Greta Thunberg. That's right, baby. She's back in the news. Everyone's favorite baby girl, fighting for the people. She is sailing to Gaza again. And her boat just got exploded. This is a great situation for me personally, who's sitting here in my home and enjoying this from the sidelines. And it's great for you also. If you appreciate informative content that's a little bit edgy, where I say the things that some people might not be comfortable saying, definitely subscribe. Definitely subscribe. This is the funniest shit in the universe. So you might recognize Greta Thunberg because we have other Israel discussions to have. Also, Hasan Piker and his uncle are having meltdowns. They just bombed Qatar. We have an insane deep dive today. It's going to be really fun. So anyway, Greta Thunberg announced that she is going to Gaza for the second time. Of course, the memes are amazing because this is an official Greta Thunberg, photo. Like, try to find the Greta Thunberg. It's an impossible challenge. No one could find Greta Thunberg. But don't worry, gamers, because Asmongold was correct months ago when he said this.
Embarrassing, man. So fucking embarrassing. And yeah, and that's the way it ended up. Is her on a plane ride back home, just like a good girl, back to Sweden. Okay, did you have fun, playing war? Okay, that's nice, sweetie. Now go back home and go back to work or go back to doing whatever you need to do.
Yeah, because essentially, she does fucking nothing. She doesn't do anything. She contributes nothing. This fucking mega woke group in society, they fucking suck. And I am here to make fun of them when they deserve it. So Greta Thunberg is an autistic retard who decided to save the world, one retard at a time. So from her first trip to Gaza, because this is her second one, her first trip to Gaza, she got on a boat with a bunch of retard terrorist supporters. By the actual terrorist supporters, you can watch my previous deep dive if you want. And they went to Gaza. Now on their way to Gaza, here they were still in Greek waters, and this is what they said.
Hey everyone, this is Thiago Avila. I'm here on board the Madeleine. We are on our mission to break the siege of Gaza. This is the third night and there's a drone on top of our ship.
Oh my god.
We need your support right now, Please tell everyone. Demand a safe passage. If this is an attack, we need your support right now.
We need your support. Yeah, because obviously when there's a drone that's above you that's gonna bomb you, obviously you need support of random internet freaks. You need likes on social media to protect you from a drone strike, right? Well, Greta Thunberg had another announcement. This is when she talked about how she almost died to a drone strike while on her way to Gaza.
Been trying to start the voyage of the boat Conscience towards Gaza to deliver desperately needed humanity and end the siege and open a humanitarian blockade. Right now, 2 million people are being deliberately starved.
No one's starving. There are definitely hungry people in Gaza. There's no evidence that people are starving, like actually dying of hunger.
In Gaza, and it is our responsibility as human beings to do everything in our power to try to demand so that.
I agree, which is why all of us human beings need to come together and tell the Hamas terrorists that started the war to release the hostages and surrender, because the war would end immediately. But she supports the terrorists, so, not surprising.
That's why we are here.
And what's your reaction to this morning's incident?
The drone.
This is another crystal clear example of how international law and human rights are being ended.
Human rights are being disrespected because of the drone.
Of course, we were incredibly worried for our comrades on the boat.
Right. Their comrades, the fucking communist terrorist community was really worried that their comrades would be in trouble because of the drone.
And I think many were shocked as well that this attack happened so close to...
Attack?
But of course, this is a very risky mission. And
she's taking a big risk by going on a boat and sailing to Gaza.
We had calculated.
Anyway, she keeps yapping about how scared she was. They almost died to a vicious drone attack. It turns out there was no drone attack, actually. There was no drone attack, and even more than that, and this is the funnier part in my opinion, it was not even Israel's drones. It was the Greek government's drones. because they invaded Greek waters by accident on their way to Gaza. So Greece decided to scan who's fucking invading our country. And they started looking at them, and they decided to make this whole, the Israeli drones are coming to kill us. Well, that was epic foreshadowing. So this is Greta Thunberg, all right?
My name is Thunberg, and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel.
Notice how she says "or," because this video was posted before she was quote-unquote captured by Israel.
I urge all my friends, family, and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Yeah, so she recorded this video before any of this happened, where she says she was kidnapped. Because realistically, that was the plan all along. The plan all along was for her to get intercepted. She never actually intended to get to Gaza. She just wanted to basically become some sort of prop for clout. So Piers Morgan, who's anti-Israel, by the way, says, "Oh, shut up, Greta Thunberg, you attention-seeking narcissist whore." Sorry, I added whore, but I think it's accurate. "What an insult to the actual hostages in Gaza who really were kidnapped. This stupid stunt is all about your ego and will make zero difference in the plight of the innocent Palestinians caught up in this dreadful war." Completely true. This shit's just all virtue signaling, all theater. So she gets captured, right? She gets quote-unquote kidnapped. Now, this is the first photo of her getting kidnapped by the Israeli government. All right, so as you can see, this is an Israeli soldier giving her a sandwich and a nice big smile on her face. This is the only image of her smiling on the fucking internet, by the way. It's when she's quote-unquote kidnapped by the Israeli forces that are giving her food. Now, the irony here is that on her flotilla that she was going to Gaza with, she basically didn't actually have any food. Right? She had a couple pounds of flour. Like, that was actually gonna fucking help. Now, here's the funniest part. Greta Thunberg is a vegan, and this is a turkey sandwich. And she is also pro-environment, and they specifically wrapped it in plastic. This is the ultimate double bitch slap in the face. It is a plastic-wrapped turkey sandwich. They fucking killed her. Insanely based. Honestly, completely based. Now, this is her after she left Gaza. After, she escaped captivity, right? She escaped captivity. Israel basically picked her up off her boat, put her on a plane, and flew her right back. And they put her by the fucking horrible seat. Now, I have flown on El Al, right, which is the Israeli airline. These seats are dog shit. These are the only seats on the plane that can't actually lean back. In fact, they don't sell these seats. These seats are basically for staff. These are not sold seats on the plane. They put her on the fucking poop seat right in front of the bathroom, smells like shit and can't lean back, and everyone on the flight the entire time was just videoing her and talking to her and being like, "How's it going? How's it going?" And they just fucking, they made fun of her.
Quelle tête de cul, espèce de...
And they're like, "Holy shit, it's Greta Thunberg sitting there in a plane." Anyway, Greta Thunberg eventually leaves. And this is her as she walks out in the airport, as she's on her way out. And as you can see, she holds her hands behind her back as if she's handcuffed, right? To make it look like she's some sort of prisoner. But as you can see, she's not actually handcuffed. It's literally all a joke. She is an entire theatrical bitch. That's the funniest part. And then, of course, she is in Tunisia. This is right now. This was yesterday. Literally yesterday, right before she decided to get on her second flotilla on the way to Gaza for a little bit more virtue signaling and performative publicity, because that's what the left does. This is the speech she gives in Tunisia.
Just across the water from here, there is a genocide going on. A mass starvation committed by Israel's murder machine.
No!
Keep your eyes on Gaza.
No!
We have
It's really nice of her to be wearing an Israeli necklace.
global media reporting about this mission. Where is global media when it comes to reporting about the hell they're going
Yeah, where is global media? Are you fucking retarded? Where is global media? Where is global media? Bro, it's literally the only thing on the news, on every single news station, literally all over the place. In fact, if you want to really get funny about it, check this out. Check this out. There are 19,600 news results on Greta's flotilla alone. Just on her flotilla, bro. Literally only on her flotilla. They already have 20,000 articles. Are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? And that's aside from all the shit that's actually happening in Gaza. So obviously that's insane. Now the funniest thing is she's literally in Tunisia when she's giving this speech. Bro, you think human rights in Tunisia are good? Are you fucking insane?
Through in this genocide, where is global media when it comes to holding the criminals to account, when it comes to defending their journalist colleagues who are being systematically targeted and killed?
No evidence of this, by the way.
Risking their lives reporting about the situation in Gaza. This genocide is being enabled and fueled by our governments, our institutions, our companies, our elected officials who are supposed to represent us. End your complicity! Everyone, end your complicity in this genocide!
No! No! Anyway, we have a pretty interesting update about the whole genocide angle of this soon, which is great. Hell yeah. For the record, in Tunisia, the human rights situation in Tunisia is fucking horrifying. They literally silence political opponents. They literally force the media to say specific things. Migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers are basically kept almost enslaved. LGBT community are getting arrested for being gay. All right, you're woke, right? But anyway, none of these people actually care because this is never actually about anything other than the grift. None of that matters. Now, she's using the classic cursed technique, sealed jutsu, infinite Karen, where she basically bitches around for as long as she possibly can to stir up enough people that want to hear her bitching. But don't worry, guys, because let's just say it didn't go super well for her. Now, a Spanish guy saw Greta Thunberg's boat. All right, this is just the breaking news, and decided to follow them, blasting Israeli music. Anyway, I'm not gonna play it because of copyright, but I just think it's fucking funny as hell. It really is. Like, dude, this is some S tier trolling. All right, so Greta Thunberg's on her fucking boat, and they just follow her around blasting Israeli music. I just think that's fucking hilarious, personally. Now, the most recent development, and this is the crazy news that we're gonna be talking about today. That is what happened now.
By what appears to be a drone, and the vessel's on fire.
Vessel's on fire. It was a drone strike in Tunisia waters. No!
We've been hit.
We've been hit. Oh my God.
We've been hit. The vessel is on fire.
No way.
We are off the coast of Tunis. It was a loud explosion.
I can't believe it. They've been bombed.
Deck. The police are arriving. And it was a massive explosion.
Of course, it's live streamed, right?
Are we abandoning ship?
Massive explosion. The ship is still working. I can't believe
it was a massive explosion.
Massive.
A massive explosion. Just meters away.
Meters.
We've been hit by what appears to be a drone.
Israel drone. Massive explosion. The ship is still working.
Guys,
somehow.
we have been attacked in what appears to be a drone attack.
They were attacked by a drone.
On fire. I repeat, the vessel is on fire.
Oh my God.
At about 11:30 p.m.
Horrifying.
A loud explosion came. The boat is on fire.
Oh my Lord. Oh my God. I cannot believe this happened. And you know, because these are Nepo babies, they obviously went. They got saved by the Tunisian officers because they were in Tunisia. Greta Thunberg's Freedom Flotilla says its aid ship carrying Greta along with other activists and humanitarian supplies was struck by a suspected drone attack, setting it ablaze. Organizers say the vessel was part of Gaza aid mission, but it came under attack. And they're also calling this a war crime. It is a war crime, guys. Israel literally bombed an aid vessel in Tunisia waters. This is horrifying. I can't believe the Jews would bomb the boat on the way to Palestine. Breaking news. Gaza aid flotilla organizers say boat carrying Greta Thunberg was hit by suspected drone. This is an obvious horror. This is horrifying. They are so brave. True warriors on their way to Palestine. Their breasts are empty. Do you know what that smells like? Breaking news. Greta Thunberg's Freedom Flotilla claimed their ship has been bombed and set on fire by a drone. By the way, obviously, in case anyone knows what fucking drones are, they don't light boats on fire. They blow it to fucking pieces. All right, we've seen Israeli drones. All right, the global Samud flotilla confirms that one of its main boats, known as the family boat, was carrying the steering committee members was struck by what is suspected to be a drone. Yasmin Akar, one of the activists traveling with Thunberg, posted a video saying the family boat was officially attacked by a drone that came right above it. It released a bomb, right? They saw all of this, right? That drone came, it was probably flying an Israeli flag too. That's how they knew that it was an Israeli drone, right? Obviously. Because, I mean, they're not in Israel, so, but they know it's an Israeli drone. Probably had a flag or something. Maybe it announced. Maybe it was singing Hava Nagila on the way. The Israeli national anthem. And maybe as it was driving by, it said, Shalom, motherfucker! And then it dropped a bomb. No one knows. Maybe it was a circumcised drone, but they knew. Right, so they saw the drone, and then a bomb came out of the drone, released the bomb, it exploded, and then the boat was on fire. It didn't blow up the boat, obviously. The boat didn't blow up. That didn't happen, but it did get lit on fire. They have bombed the boat with civilians in Tunisian territory. This is an attack against Gaza because they don't want us there. So you need to mobilize. Let us not stay quiet. She also blamed a Zionist entity for an attack despite not having any information of who operated the drone. Now, the story gets a lot funnier. The story gets a lot funnier. Mazel tov, Molotov. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so obviously all of the usual suspects start retweeting this story. Did Israel just murder Greta Thunberg? Oh my god, maybe they are our greatest ally. No! Okay, that's diabolical. That's fucking crazy. 3.6 million views, 70,000 likes. Alex Jones gets on it immediately as well. Breaking news, says Alex Jones. Greta Thunberg's Palestinian aid ship has been hit by a drone and is on fire. We pray for Greta Thunberg has not been killed. Oh my god.
All out of control. Now they want to cleanse ethnically the entire area. Israel's taking it over. It's so disgusting. So Greta Thunberg is a horrible anti-human depopulationist Bill Gates puppet. And I just, A, hope she's alive regardless as a humanitarian, but B, she was worthless to the globalists who play the dialectic both sides. If they killed her, they've turned her into a damn martyr. This is just horrible. That's why I'm never for offensive killing, only defensive. Please, God, please say that she's alive. Both because she doesn't deserve to die and because
this is like an obvious horrible situation. It's truly horrible. I can't believe that Israel would bomb Greta Thunberg's ship. This is horrifying. Now, there's some interesting news because Tunisia had a statement to make as well, because this was in Tunisian waters. Breaking news, Greta Thunberg claims Gaza flotilla was bombed, but Tunisia says no drone was detected. You see, Tunisia was trying. They were trying to find a drone, but interestingly enough, they couldn't actually notice any drones. Maybe it's a new Israeli stealth drone. I don't know. Greta Thunberg, an anti-Israel activist, claimed their humanitarian boat was bombed by a suspected drone near Tunisia, but Tunisian authorities found no evidence of the attack. I am currently at the port of Tunisia after one of our boats carrying humanitarian aid was bombed, and they're trying to figure out. A fire broke out, that we know, but no drone has been detected. The flotilla set sail from Barcelona Sunday, aiming to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza, which is retarded, by the way. It's a war zone. They're trying to go to a war zone for clout. It's obviously virtue signaling. Activists had claimed Wednesday that drones were hovering above their vessels. This is so weird. Yet another attack aimed at preventing us from reaching Gaza, says Greta Thunberg. This will not stop our struggle. Wow, she really thinks she's part of the struggle. She really thinks she's part of the struggle. Now, interestingly enough, I have very similar logic. If Israel really wanted to genocide everyone in Gaza, Gaza would have been a parking lot on October 8th, 2023. If Israel really wanted to kill Greta Thunberg, they would have been successful. As evidence, they wiped out all the Hamas leaders in Qatar today, and we will be talking about that in a minute. It gets even funnier. Now, the funniest thing is, Tunisia had a follow-up. Tunisia says that Greta Thunberg's bombed Gaza flotilla kind of actually looked like it had a cigarette fire. Pretty weird. Nah, that's crazy. That can't be true, right? Tunisia's National Guard has declared claims of a drone attack unfounded, saying that the fire was caused by a lighter or cigarette butt in a life jacket. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Initial investigation showed the fire aboard the ship broke out in one of the life jackets as a result of a lighter or cigarette butt. There's no evidence of any hostile act or external targeting. Now, earlier, Greta Thunberg claimed, I am currently at the port of Tunisia after one of my boats carrying humanitarian was bombed, right? But the National Guard says the investigation is ongoing. No drone has been detected. Pretty freaking weird. But what if I told you it gets even weirder? I'm just gonna put it out there for Greta and all the retarded propagandists out there. A bomb dropped from a drone doesn't fall while on fire and full of sparks. Flares do, though. So why don't we take a look at the video from another angle? All right, so as you can see, it ignited here and then blew up on the boat, and it's very bright, obviously. You hear a lot of screaming. This is retard screams in the background. It sounds like the villains in Castle Wolfenstein screaming after you light them on fire. Yeah. Ironically, they both support terrorist organizations that want to kill the Jews. Oh my god, and then the boat's on fire. You really fucking think this is an Israeli drone? An Israeli drone. The idiots fired a flare. They came back down on the boat. All right, so now let's just be clear here. That's a harsh claim, right? Is it really true that they accidentally shot their own boat with a flare and lit it on fire, and that's why it was so bright, but there wasn't actually an explosion? It was so bright, but nothing actually broke, nothing blew up. Is that possible? Well, let's just say we found some more footage. New footage from Greta's boat. I'm sure that they hate that this ended up getting published because this is awkward. As you can see, here they are. All right. Everything going well. Nothing to see here. This dude looks up. Oopsie poopsie. He fired. As you can see. Oops. Damn. Whoa! Oh, the boat didn't even shake. There was no actual explosion. It was just a flare.
We've been hit!
We've been hit! Oh! No! I can't believe it. Oh, that's beautiful.
We've been hit!
We've been hit! We've been hit! Retards fighting ghosts and losing! And off goes the flare. Oh no! Someone go on Instagram Live and claim it's the Jews. No! We've been hit, guys! I can't believe this would happen! Oh no! Yeah, if this was a drone blowing them up, their ship would be in pieces sinking. I don't think that... This is literally the greatest timeline ever. Listen to these fucking losers! Oh, this is amazing. Alright, so this was the newest hoax. The newest hoax was Greta says Israel bombed our boat with the drone. Tunisia says we didn't actually find any drone. Tunisia did an investigation and said it looks like the fire actually was lit on the boat and it wasn't something else. And then video footage came out and they literally shot themselves with a flare. Lit it on fire, and then decided to make a whole hoax out of it. This is actual fucking cinema. Like, is this not the greatest fucking situation of all time? Dude, no one is making these videos aside from me. You definitely need to subscribe. This is amazing. This is fucking amazing. Holy shit. Step 1. Greta Thunberg's flotilla releases a statement claiming they were hit by a drone. Step 2. Every major news org publishes the claim. Step 3. Tunisia confirms there was no drone. Step 4. Video emerges showing it was clearly a flare dropping back down. But if you look at the actual media... Gaza latest. Drone attack suspected on Greta Thunberg's aid flotilla. Gaza-bound flotilla struck by drone in Tunisia. Flotilla for Gaza says boat struck by drone at Tunisian port. Gaza flotilla ship attacked by drone off Tunisia. Gaza drone struck by drone. So, thank you, media. Very cool. Media being the media, as always. They just hate, they hate actually fucking calling out the activists. Bro, the activists are fucking pathetic. They absolutely suck. They are such unbelievable losers. It's unbelievable. These guys are wild levels of losers. Now, to get you up to speed on what's currently going on in the Middle East, because I feel like it is relevant for like this, for context here. There was a horrible terror attack that happened yesterday in Jerusalem. Jerusalem, capital of Israel. 2 armed terrorists disguised as bus passengers opened fire inside the vehicle, killing 4 people. It ended up being 6 people that were unfortunately killed, injuring 20, 5 in critical condition, fighting for their lives. After shooting passengers, the attackers exited the bus, targeted nearby cars. Armed civilians at the scene swiftly intervened and eliminated the terrorists, thank God. And that is why guns are actually fucking based. So for those of you that are unaware, the way Israel's gun laws work is essentially everyone goes through the military. So everyone basically gets a gun license through the military because it's a mandatory draft. Now, the French Prime Minister condemns this while simultaneously saying they want a Palestinian state, which is ironic. It's a real tragedy. It's an unbelievable... And this was in Jerusalem, in a bus. They just walked onto the fucking... these terrorists walked onto the bus and they just murdered them. They just sprayed into the bus and they shot as many people as they actually can. A true nightmare. Like an actual fucking nightmare tragedy. It's so fucking horrible. Essentially, Hamas took credit. Hamas took credit for it. They said, yep, this was all part of our plan, of course. And also, Hamas promised to pay the families of these two terrorists $400 per month for the rest of their lives, which is a reward that they do. They do this rewarding situation where essentially anyone that kills a Jew gets a monthly payout stipend from the terrorists for the rest of their lives. Anyone that kills a Jew. This is how Hamas operates. This is a real thing. It's a fucking nightmare, but that's what they do. Hamas themselves say their goal is to kill all the Jews. So I mean, hey, well, what are we that surprised about? Now, shooting attack in Jerusalem bus stop kills at least 5, and it ended up being 6. Really horrible. Really horrible. And of course, the progressives call it resistance. That is right. The progressives will call it resistance. Guys, this is just resistance. Going onto a civilian bus and just shooting 20 people. Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely that's the thing to do. That's the thing to do. Right, so I think it's fucking horrifying. And by the way, I'm not going to show you these tweets because it doesn't really matter. But I've seen so many people saying that this is justified resistance. And it's justified. And that's why the terrorist-supporting fucks will never actually win. Now, it gets wilder. Because if you actually look at the way the media covered this, suspected shooting attack in Jerusalem. What? This image may offend or disturb forensics experts where a suspected shooting attack took place. Suspected shooting attack? On the outskirts of Jerusalem. By the way, it was not even the outskirts of Jerusalem. It's pretty central. So it's a suspected shooting attack? There's literally video footage of these two motherfuckers walking onto a bus and shooting 20 people. Suspected shooting attack. And that's basically how the media covers it every single time. On a road that leads to Jewish settlements located in East Jerusalem. It literally not even true. It was literally in Jerusalem proper. Israeli police said two quote-unquote terrorists. Thank you, BBC. Why would you quote on... What do you mean quotes? The fuck is the quotes? These two people walked onto a bus and shot 20 civilians. What the fuck are you talking about? Terrorists in quotes. So, anyway, classic media doing media things. The leftoid media is always amazing. Now, of course, you have your woke freaks in society that are always being cool about this. Israel now has a reason to pulverize the West Bank. Am I alone in finding it deeply suspicious that despite all the checkpoint searches and security measures Israel imposes on West Bank Palestinians, this literally happened in Jerusalem, by the way, not the West Bank, two terrorists apparently managed to smuggle machine guns made in the West Bank into Jerusalem? In other words, she's saying that it's a false flag. It's a false flag. Something doesn't add up. Let's go. False flag. I was thinking that. And essentially it's saying, I can't believe Israel would kill their own people as an excuse to fight and stuff like that. Now, it's kind of crazy. And this is the level of insane retard shit you deal with on the modern left, especially. Now, Hamas decided to release a video tutorial after this, right? This is Hamas. They're in Gaza. And they decided to release this music video. So you get on a bus of settlers, aka Jews. All right, you look around. So you see, this is the terrorist wearing a kippah. So that's a Jew. He's dressed as a Jew. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. So stealthy, guys. So stealthy. So, yeah, this is the Hamas terrorists, ladies and gentlemen. They release a fucking epic video tutorial on how to murder civilians on a bus. Call of Duty Palestine, for real. Now, obviously, things are not looking good for Hamas. You see, they had a really bad day, realistically. Realistically, they had a really bad day. And I'm showing this to you because I'm pretty sure that Hasan is going to have a glorious crash out about this. It's going to be amazing. Breaking news, this happened about an hour ago. Israel targeted Hamas leaders in Qatar. As you can see, this was a building in Qatar where the Hamas leaders were living. And kaboomba, it got fucked up a little bit, as you can see. It got a little bit fucked up. Now, the Qatar people are not necessarily Hamas. However, the leadership of Hamas, who orchestrated the October 7th attack and a lot of these other attacks, they never were in Gaza. They've always been outside of Gaza. They orchestrate the terrorist attack, but they live as multi-billionaires in Qatar, being funded by, that's right, the American NGOs. The, US Aid was funding these motherfuckers. As you can see over here, this is a video from October 7th of all the Hamas leaders in Qatar, in their fucking penthouse in Qatar, celebrating the October 7th massacre that happened. So that's these guys. As you can see, here they are praising God that 1,200 Jews were murdered in Israel. and people were taken hostages. So this is them basically celebrating what a successful operation where we just killed out a whole bunch of Jews. So that's what the cult's been up to in Qatar. So Democrat-funded Qatari fucks sitting out here, and realistically, that's them. You want to see them now? This is them now. Feel old yet? They were all eliminated today. Israel wiped literally all of them out. All the Hamas leaders in Qatar have been eliminated. They were wiped out today. Colossal W. Fuck terrorists. I really have no sympathy for terrorists. Literally fuck all these people. Don't care. As you can see, this is the explosion that happened. For Greta Thunberg, are you watching? If Israel wanted to kill you, you'd be fucking dead.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sana hindi po mami kotse.
Yeah. Anyway, it turns out Greta Thunberg, not bombed by Israel. These 5 billionaire Hamas leaders in a Qatar penthouse actually successfully killed by Israel. Major difference, Israel actually sped them up, got them to meet their 72 virgins, who all happen to look like Frogan. Kinda crazy. Now, Israel's bombing of Hamas's entire leadership in Qatar was approved by the United States, and the green light was given to Israel by President Donald J. Trump. That is the way the announcement was made. Now, this guy, Mehdi Hasan, another fucking freak, far left whack job, says the U.S. signed off on an illegal bombing of its own ally. Bro, why everyone does this? Literally, like, this motherfucker will support terrorists murdering random civilians. He supports. Taking out the leadership of a terrorist organization, illegal bombing. Anyway, Trump accepted a plane. Eric Trump opened up a golf course, and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe Trump would do this. Now, Netanyahu responded. Netanyahu says, he's the Prime Minister of Israel, today's actions against the top terrorist chieftains of Hamas was a wholly independent Israeli operation. Israel initiated it. Israel conducted it. Israel takes full responsibility. My guess is Trump did sign off on it, but I just think he doesn't publicly want to actually be involved. One thing I have to say, that a lot of people are unaware. A lot of people don't know this. Israel is essentially America's weapon in the Middle East. All right, Israel wanted to fuck up Iran's nuclear program. Israel did that shit. All right, America doesn't want Hamas terrorists running around. Israel did that shit, and they will do it in a way where they will take basically all the responsibility and not get Trump involved. And honestly, this is just good for America. Fuck yeah. In my opinion, this was confirmed by Trump, but in my opinion, Trump doesn't actually want to be involved. So, you know, that's just kind of where we're at. Now, the UK government pissed a lot of people off yesterday. All right. Breaking news. Israel is not committing genocide in Gaza, according to the UK government. Now, this obviously got a lot of people really disappointed and confused. Because if you've been reading the news, all right, that's pretty weird. Because literally just last week, Reuters and a million other news stations announced that the International Association of Genocide Scholars passed a resolution stating that Israel's actions in Gaza does meet the legal definition of genocide under the 1948 UN Genocide Convention. So this is really weird. This is so weird. How could the UK say that Israel is not committing genocide when it was literally just announced last week that the International Association of Genocide Scholars passed a resolution saying that it was genocide? I mean, if you watch Hassan Piker's favorite uncle, a Cenk Younger, dogfucker extraordinaire and inbred retard, he says, genocide declared officially. 7 days ago, he made an announcement, genocide is officially declared. It's officially declared. Worst genocide ever, by the way. Most incompetent genocide of all time. I mean, Israel's a country with nukes and weapons, and they can't genocide a couple of people living in a little fucking pen? What are we talking? Pretty unfortunate genocide. Very not good at it. Now, Cenk Younger says genocide declared officially. Reuters says genocide declared officially by the International Association of Genocide Scholars. But this is the funniest part. This is easily the funniest part. It turns out the organization that the BBC and many others credited as the world's leading association of genocide scholars merely requires a $30 fee to join. That's right, baby. That's right. The International Association of Genocide Scholars has no background checks, and members with names like Adolf Hitler are free to vote on resolutions accusing Israel of genocide. After this was brought to light, the once easily accessible members list is now hidden. Pretty weird. You could just say, hi, I am an international scholar of genocide. My name is Adolf Hitler. I live in Gaza City. You pay $30, you join the website, and then you vote. So it turns out this is all a giant hoax, and every single news publication on the planet decided to post that shit. From all the way to mainstream media like Reuters and the BBC, all the way to Son Piker's dog fucking uncle, all the way there. They've all come together for that one. Allegedly a dog fucker. All right. Now, so this dude did a deep dive into the International Association of Genocide Scholars, and it's kind of diabolical.
Setup, it is official. Israel is committing a genocide against the Palestinian people. Between the ICJ, the ICC, the UN, the Red Cross, the WWF, and speculation of various other human rights organizations, the International Association of Genocide Scholars has taken a vote, and 84% of the global experts on genocide have concluded. Wallahi, it's official. There is a genocide in Gaza. Now, I would never doubt the official Association of Genocide Scholars because, well, it's official and an association. And you just don't question those kinds of things. That's right. Especially with how reliable human rights organizations have been in the last few years. But what I did decide to do is call some of my colleagues, other global experts in genocide, to help me understand this resolution.
Hi, I'm Emily Schrader, journalist, advocate, and scholar of genocide. The work we do here at IAGS is extremely important. We draft decisive resolutions about countries committing genocide globally in order to ignore genocidal atrocities in countries such as Syria, Sudan, and the Congo, so we can continuously condemn the Jews.
And Emily, can you tell me what makes you a genocide expert? How does one join this association?
Oh, well, it's actually quite simple. I just paid $30 to join.
What do you mean?
It's easy. You just register here.
Emily, how do we upload our credentials? How do we prove our expertise on genocide?
What do you mean? That's it.
No!
That's the process.
So I called another expert I knew on genocide.
Hi, I'm David Rebel, a news reporter.
So David, I'm wondering, do you find that there might be any bias amongst your peers in this council on genocide?
What do you mean?
What I mean is members who may lean towards voting for certain resolutions based on their ethnic, religious, or political affiliations.
Oh, absolutely there is bias. We just paid $120 to join for a year.
I've heard.
Have you seen the council members who voted on this Gaza resolution? 70% are named Muhammad.
It's a coincidence that 70% of the International Association of Genocide Scholars go by the name Mohammed. It is a coincidence, I swear. I swear it's a coincidence. Listen, it could be anyone.
After deep investigative research done by qualifying experts such as myself and other genocide experts.
Wait, stop, no.
Myself and other...
No! I cannot believe Sheev Palpatine from Naboo is one of the international scholars of genocide.
Genocide experts. We have concluded without a shadow of a doubt that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza. And by ensuring access to essential medicines in Gaza such as Ozempic, as our new scholarly recognized resolution at the IAGS suggests, we can save lives. The ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza has severely restricted access to healthcare and essential medicines. Among the medications most severely in demand is Ozempic, which is widely used to treat obesity. Obesity is a serious and rising health challenge in Gaza. Obesity is a serious and rising health challenge.
Oh, dude, did he just put a compilation of fat people in Gaza? Oh my god, that's diabolical.
In Gaza, with long-term impacts on physical health, quality of life, and the healthcare system as a whole. This will be passed as an official resolution that we implore the international community to report on ad nauseum. And we here at the International Association of Genocide Scholars would love to help circulate your reports and articles for a contribution of $30.
Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, as you can see, things are going in certain directions. Things are actually happening, and it's absolutely diabolical. Now, there's breaking news. Tucker Carlson actually just announced what his thoughts are on the bombing in Qatar. So, what do you have to say about this, Tucker Carlson? This is breaking news. This is what Tucker Carlson had to say. Because, as you know, according to Tucker Carlson, Qatar is actually America's greatest ally. So I'm really glad that we were able to do this deep dive today. It's very important actually, in my opinion. So thank you so much for being here. Oh no, you don't know that clip? Wait, you don't know that clip? Hold up. No, you don't know the clip.
America's supporting Israel because it's an ally.
I don't even know what those words mean. I'm just saying my
well, they're an ally, right? I mean, they both
don't know what that means to be an ally.
Qatar is like one of our closest allies in the world. The largest American air base in the Middle East is in Qatar. They're a close ally of ours.
Awkward. Anyway, that's today's video. Retards getting bombed and retards making believe they were bombed. Truly a glorious day. Fuck terrorists. I hope they die. See you in the next one. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fan.